Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
Yeah, I can see, chat. I can see you just fine sitting there. And if you're watching this on YouTube on the VOD side and not the live side, and you're saying, I'm seeing the chat, how do I get into that chat? Well, the good news is we're live on both YouTube and Twitch. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 7 Central Time. So please check that out.
Hey,
Mondays is MMO Mondays, Tuesdays the regular podcast, and Thursdays the D&D podcast.
Right on.
So, Rungren, at the top of the show here, I have a couple big announcements. Okay. And thanks for the resub there, Jive Turkey. Appreciate it. We got the alert box up now, so it actually looks all nice and everything when that happens on screen. First off, we hit 1,150 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
So we're at 1,150, and that's awesome. Appreciate it, everybody.
That is awesome. Absolutely.
And then we got 3 more followers on Twitch recently. So we're up to 103.
Okay.
So really appreciate that. And the last big announcement is that we had to take a video down today.
Yeah.
An old video from 2017, because, that's how long the channel's been around. An old video from 2017 that was titled, Why We Love Super Robots, where I just talked about why I love super robots.
Toho couldn't have that, huh?
Yeah, no, they couldn't. They couldn't. Okay. And it hasn't even received any... It's received 25 views in its lifetime. It hasn't received any new views in the last 28 days.
Okay.
So 29 plus days ago, somebody at the company saw it and went, no, we can't have this. And prepared for a big deal and sent me an email this morning, and it's blocked worldwide and had to be removed from YouTube. So it's been removed.
Yeah. All right.
And as soon as I'm still looking into a way to get these videos that have been removed from YouTube onto Patreon, as soon as I can figure out how to do that without using daily motion, where they can also be removed, we'll get that taken care of. Anyone with a vendetta against me working for YouTube? It's possible, but if so, I would think it'd be the popular videos and not a video that only had 25 views ever.
Can't make it obvious.
Yeah, I think it's just somebody at Toei that really doesn't like me. So we'll see. That's right. The copyright strike goes off on the 18th, of August. Not this month, next month. So I got that sword of Damocles hanging above us. But yeah, that's announcements out of the way.
That's funny. That's not what that means.
That's what everybody thinks it means, though. So we have a pretty interesting show tonight, I think. There's no reviews. But we've got a good chunk of announcements and some decent news, including one really weird story that I think is going to be a fun topic to talk about. But as always, before we get into that, let's jump into weeks. And I've been dominating the conversation, so please take it away, Rungren. How's your week been?
Well, it's been pretty good, actually. Not too bad. We were watching the first season of Teen Titans.
Nice.
Yeah, I went through that. I got the second disc in. Now, I forgot how good that show was. I didn't forget how good that show was, but it just a refresher.
Yeah.
Of that, it was a really good show.
It is.
It's well written. Got good villains. Slade always makes a good villain.
Oh yeah.
Stroke.
I think that might be my favorite version of Cyborg too, where he's based off Kikaider and is like half and half.
Yes. Here's something about the show that's kind of weird. As far as the power level goes, the 2 girls are the most powerful.
Oh yeah,
with Raven sitting at the top and Firestar right behind her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was just enjoying it again because it's the first season. It's all they're going after Deathstroke. Robin gets obsessed. They've got some pretty good. It got some pretty good stuff. Pretty good villains.
Yeah. A couple of episodes of that show, I think, are some of the best written superhero content on television. The Red X episode is incredible.
Yes, yeah, that's the end of season 1.
Yeah,
Robin dresses up like Red X.
Oh, and it's got a John Woo reference in it with the pigeons.
And it's got Well, honestly, if you want to talk, it's got a kind of an anime art style. It's a mix
Mm-hmm.
of Eastern and Western art styles and culture.
Yeah.
I mean, the theme, we've got a great theme song.
Oh yeah.
Go Teen Titans.
Teen
But
Titans go.
yeah, I don't know. It's a good show. It fills the need for my superhero nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I can watch it with the kids as well.
Right.
No,
I get it for sure. I've been watching a superhero show too. Yeah, Hi Puffy Amiyumi they're really good. I've been watching The Boys finally after many years of not watching it at all.
Oh yeah.
I finished episode 3. It's pretty solid. So the reason I stayed away from it is because I'm so tired of Superman but evil, right?
Yeah.
But that's not really what The Boys is.
No.
The Boys, Homelander is not Superman. He is a very different human being.
Yeah.
And I think what makes The Boys really shine to me is that it's not, hey, here's superheroes but bad. It's, hey, here's superheroes but people.
Right.
And so, like, in comics, you get the good people.
Mm-hmm.
And in The Boys, you get the actual people.
Yeah. How far into it are you?
Episode 3. So I'm not very far at all, but I've got far enough in that the nature of the show has been revealed to me.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. I missed the boat, but I'm catching up.
Oh, that's all right. You get to watch it all at once.
Yeah.
We caught up on we went through caught up on all The Boys, all finished Umbrella Academy and Stranger Things, caught up on all that.
How is Umbrella Academy?
It's pretty good. It's got some
yeah, the Amazon one, The Boys.
It's got some stuff that's like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's pretty well done. And I like the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of got that because they're all super kids that grow up in a weird way.
Right. It's on my list to watch. I'm interested in it.
The guy that plays Klaus, he was in the only other thing I've seen him in is Mortal Engines.
Okay.
He played the guy in Mortal Engines that was like the leader's buddy, became buddy with the leader of London. He plays Klaus in the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
excellent. I think one of the biggest reasons why the Umbrella Academy works is because it's cast so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending kind of things, but on all three, come to think of it. But it's cast really well, and you can tell that the people who are playing the character, they know the character already.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
It's good. I don't want to talk too much about it because one of the characters' names has been banned on Twitter.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't know about that.
Mr. Page now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course. Yes. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So.
Oh, some of those meme videos though.
Yeah. I don't think they really did a very good job of incorporating that into the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess they roll with it, did what they could.
Yeah. Can you do?
Yeah. It's got a couple of scenes in Umbrella Academy that really is like questionable morally.
Yeah.
With the way some of the powers are used.
Yeah.
But it's that thing where if you're a person, instead of saying they're superheroes,
right?
They're a human that has a power. They can be selfish. The funny thing is, every character on that show, the main character of the Umbrella Academy, everyone is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Every character is a narcissist.
Okay.
And it works.
Yeah.
because there's a lot of tension there because everybody's a narcissist.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. They third season was pretty good. I think maybe the second season might be my favorite so far.
I'll have to move it up the list then, because we've been working our way through Taskmaster, and then I caught the first episode of The Boys on vacation, and then it was like, all right, well, we should watch more of this because I liked that. And it's good. I like it a lot. So,
the one I'm really waiting on, which doesn't come out, I don't think till next year, is Invincible.
Yeah,
because
I have not seen that.
Man, that's good.
But I've heard so many good things about it.
Yeah, it is done very, very well. I'm really looking forward to the next season of that. But
yeah,
takes a while to wait. Takes a while to draw that out, apparently.
Yeah. Well, you been doing anything else with your week?
No, I've been I shot a music video, tried to play along with some things, and I pulled it off, but it wasn't great. But I did get to play guitar a little bit.
Yeah.
I put the song out Sunday, which is actually right now is so far my most popular song of all time. Is number one in this amount of time for being out this time. It's at the most views.
Yeah, let's take a breath, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Here's the link to that.
So that's cool. It's got I don't know, 16 views. So I'm very happy with that.
What am I? I like it.
Anything else? So we did Lotro on MMO Monday. It went really well. Yeah, it was fun playing. And comment on that.
Those are doing pretty good too. I'm not really something that I can go back and watch because I don't want to get spoiled. But they're doing good view wise. So I mean, people like it.
Cool. I am glad.
I always feel bad because I know you're streaming. It's like I jump in, make sure the audio's good. If it's great, don't say anything, and then I jump out. I jumped in at one point just to check in and saw you talking to some lady that had like a reward track, and I was like, I don't want to know what this is yet. So I ducked out.
Yeah. I'm gonna doing different things to do, all the missions and stuff to do at end game. You can start them at level 20 though. So
really,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got some good stuff in it. Back to the house. I'm trying to think of. I'm looking up through this pile of PlayStation 4 games the past few days. I'm thinking of throwing one on.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to play Skyrim or Fallout. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of
I understand.
Play one of again.
I understand.
I do, but I don't.
Game-wise, I've got some stuff that I've been trolling around with a little bit too, trying to come up with videos for. Because Valheim had a pretty recent update, and so I dipped my toe back into that just to see. And then I had an idea for a video with Civ that I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do it yet, but dip back into that. And then I got Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, the new Warriors game, the new Muso game. And so there'll be a first impressions on that soon. So,
nice. Excellent.
But
need some games.
I've still been playing Guild Wars 2, of course. I finished the first expansion, and the review went up on that. And just a quick thing on reviews. I promise I'm not trying to berate this or belabor this, but when I say full spoilers 20 seconds into the video, I mean it. I promise you that's what I mean. I understand why there were some people in the comments that were like, I know it's a review, but it could probably have used a bigger spoiler warning. Like, that's the spoiler warning right there. I literally said there's going to be full spoilers. That's how the reviews have always worked. In the past, we had a visual spoiler warning that came up on screen, and people got annoyed by that, so I took that down. And in the past, I showed footage about what I was talking about, and it took a lot longer to edit, and I put a lot of work into it, and people complained that I was spoiling footage. And so now you just get tangential footage, and I tell you there's going to be spoilers, and I'm not changing it again because I'm tired of changing it. So
I understand.
Not to just, hammer that home, but
there will be spoilers.
That's the official stance. When I say full spoilers ahead, I mean it. That is your chance to turn off the video if you don't want to be spoiled. Oh,
People,
but
people, people.
I got something very exciting to show off here, and I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Because I started working on my Tyranids.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I have, because of the green screen now, they should autofocus in.
Oh yeah.
This is a Ripper Swarm.
Yes.
These little guys chew you in from the inside out. They bite their way into your body and burst their way out. They get planted by this guy, the parasite of Mortrix.
Okay.
Oh, I love him. He's so cool.
We're wild looking.
And he
Like
comes
it.
flying by and drops those Ripper Swarms on people. I have the basic enemy, or the basic unit, the troop, which is a Termagant. Little raptor guy with a gun.
See that.
And then I have like 30 more of those guys to put together. And then we got the big boy.
Oh.
The Swarm Lord.
Oh my gosh.
I will not tell you how long he took to put together.
It's a lot of blades.
Yep. And all those spikes had to be put on individually.
Like an ancient General Grievous.
Yeah. I love him. There's like 2 other variants I could have built, one with wings and one with guns. And it's like, well, those are cool, but this guy's got 4 swords. I mean,
I want swords.
But what I'm really excited about with the Tyranids is that I can take, because these guys look so much like dinosaurs, I can take and convert dinosaur models into these.
Okay.
And so I've got a Stegosaurus in mind that I'm going to convert into a Tervagon with the full like tail and everything. And yeah, I'm getting excited for my Tyranids, my nids.
Very good.
They got nerfed really hard recently, so they're probably not going to be very good on the table, but they look really cool, so I don't care. Yeah. But that's pretty much been my week. My brothers are out of town, so the farm is on me, and that's been fun in 103-degree weather some days.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So
it's HHB season down here. That's, if you don't know what that means, it's heat, humidity, and bugs.
Yep.
Heat, humidity, bugs.
Yep.
That's what summer is.
So we're well into that, and keep that temperature in the back of your mind because they play a point later on. Well, that's all for my week, and for your week, we can get into announcements.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know how excited you were for this game. I personally wasn't super excited, but I know a lot of people were. But Forspoken has been delayed.
Man, we always have delays.
This one's really weird too, because Twitter like says that this deal is sensitive content, and you have to click to view it. But it's just. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I didn't hear anything about the game being rated M or anything.
It's not. It's weird. Really confusing. But the devs say that, hey, as a result of ongoing discussions with key partners, we've made the strategic decision to move the launch date to January 24th, which basically to me is just buzzwords for, hey, we're not done yet. It needs to move back.
Yeah, that could be fair. We ran into more bugs than we expected.
Yeah. Honestly,
which on that part, I'd rather know and have them tell me they're going to fix it and go ahead and fix it.
Yeah.
For, wait a couple of months, than have them put it out like Cyberpunk, where it's just unplayable.
For sure.
Right off
I
the bat.
agree. I also think that it's not a bad thing to move it to January, because January is a big month for games, because you've just come off Christmas holiday. Most people are looking for new games to play or hit their backlog. And if you drop, hey, here's a brand new big game first off in the year, that's a pretty solid way to do it.
It is, because a lot of people have new systems, and they're going to want something new and pretty on it.
That's right.
I think the what did Xbox do? Xbox had Black Flag.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag that was perfectly showed off that system.
Yep.
When the Xbox One came out. So that's, I think, pretty good. You got your Q4 reporting in, so you got all your money there, and you're starting out strong with your Q1 for the next year.
Yeah.
I think,
That's a
talking to
good
their
delay.
partners, I think it was a business decision as well.
Yeah, it's a good delay.
Yeah.
Now this next one, I don't know if you remember last week when we talked about how sending pictures to Santa Monica Studios would not get a release date.
But apparently it worked.
Yeah, apparently that did work, and I don't understand why you wouldn't just wait another week. Because now people are going to think they can just get away with that.
Oh my gosh. But this is good. This is good news.
Yeah.
A lot. I know the Sony community, the PlayStation community has been waiting for this.
Oh, yeah. And the best part of the news to me is not just that Ragnarok has the November 9th release date, but that it's also coming out on PS4. People that haven't yet been able to get a PS5 are still going to be able to play this game they've been waiting on, which I think is a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be easy to step away from it right now and have this as a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
Because here in the next couple of years, we're getting a PS5 Slim.
Yep. It's going to happen.
Or the Pro Edition or something like that.
It's going to happen. It happens every time.
Which I bet, if I was going to put money on it, I bet they have they're going to release a system. They'll have a God of War Ragnarok system.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Sometime around Christmas.
Guarantee it. I think that's a nice thing that more devs should do is go, hey, this game's also available on the previous console, because we know a lot of you haven't been able to get one yet. Although now they're finally getting back on shelves. So
yes, ships are. Sony had an order of a few months ago. They got caught up with like 22 million chips that they needed. So,
that reminds me, I saw, this is completely tangential, but it's related to this part with the chips. I saw a really funny meme that was the world is healing, and it was just a row of graphics cards.
Now, you can go back. I called this.
You did.
Was it a month ago, month and a half ago, maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that here before long, these graphic cards would come out, and these graphic cards would be dropping in price. And I have got email after email from Newegg. But hey, here's our new graphic card. Great prices on them.
I bet you do, now that you finally have them all back.
Yeah, right.
So this next announcement is really weird. I want to just be completely positive on it, but I can't, and I think you'll see why when I give you the devs tagline for this game. But Sea of Stars is a brand new JRPG. It's retro inspired. Oh, the people are hearing that. Let me mute that. It looks really good art wise, but the tagline is they're getting an ad. Okay, well, we're at 30 minutes in, so that's good. That's good timing. That lets us know now.
Very good.
Got a breather.
You breather.
I wonder if the people on YouTube are getting an ad at the same time, or if they're just watching us.
Yeah, probably just watching us.
Yeah.
Like, these idiots.
Are they just breathing on stream?
Yes, and you're watching. It's our ASMR section.
Right. We're back live. Yours was about probiotics? Oh, wow.
Right on. You too, completely correctly.
So, the tagline for this game is a new retro-inspired adventure that aims to deliver JRPG fun without the grinding and random encounters.
And how's it a JRPG?
Well, yeah, that's my first thought. But my guess is that means they've leveled off the experience gain, where just the story bosses should give you enough XP to do it, and there won't be any regular enemies to fight. But the whole point of random encounters and grinding is that, well, I guess there's more than one point, but the big one is that it's the gameplay itself, right? You get to interact more with that combat system, you get to perfect it and make it what you want it to be. And if there's
build up the characters you want.
Right. If there's only story bosses, then that's gonna derail that for a lot of people. Where hey, I like the combat, but I only get to do it during big encounters. Or
Well,
maybe it's going to be. Oh, go ahead.
Well, the RNG, the random number generator, deciding on whether you get attacked or not, has been that is such a staple.
Hey, Dark.
For going back to Dragon Warrior,
Yeah.
And if you watch any speed runs on these old games, they are intentionally messing with that as part of the system. I don't know, it's an integral part of the game. I don't know if you take that out and just have spots where you can go. It's like, okay, if I step here, we'll fight.
Right.
I don't know. It seems to take something out of it because there's a thing when you're running around trying to get somewhere. You been there on Final Fantasy, original Final Fantasy, trying to go to the thing, and you're running. Crap! I want to fight, and hopefully it's not something too big.
Right. And I think
That's
the misunderstanding to me is the idea of, well, random encounters are bad. When that's not what the problem is. The problem with some games is the random encounter numbers turned up too high. Like Dragon Quest 2 or Dragon Warrior 2, depending on which version you're playing. That game has too many random encounters. You cannot make it more than a step in the final dungeon without getting a random encounter. There's 287 steps to get from the start of the dungeon to Hargon, and that means you're going to have 287 encounters because the rate's turned up to 100% before you get to the final boss. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
But random encounters themselves are not the problem, you know?
No, they're part of the appeal. I mean, because you have. I'm trying to think of in Dragon Warrior, the original Dragon Warrior, like you were looking when you got a certain thing or you hit it, you were looking for that metallic slime.
Yep, you needed it.
Yes, because it was worth finding. You know, and if you find it, you're gonna defeat it. You had a big
so
jump.
much XP. Yeah.
The little cacti.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy VII in the desert. You go back and forth trying to find those there. It was exciting when that sound goes off, and then you randomly get the one you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, and even like Yuffie in FF7, you get her originally by random encounters.
Yeah, in that desert.
Yeah.
Also, there's just so much stuff with the random encounter. Like I know more Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy I'm going for. But the little thing with the monk's robe and the lantern are
Tonberry, yeah.
Yeah, Tonberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Finally defeat it for the randomly and the mech on the bridge.
Yep.
Is super like 101 chance to get.
Yep.
Back and forth on that thing. I don't know. It added some excitement.
It did.
Excitement to it that
I don't think the sweet spot is no random encounters or just random encounters. I think it's a good mix of the two. Because I think when you also remove random encounters, you remove people's ability to grind if they want to. There are people that enjoy RPGs because they get to become super powerful before they even fight the first boss, right? They will just grind themselves to max level before they even fight the first boss because they enjoy steamrolling stuff. And that's not me, but if you want to do it, go for it, you know?
Well, not me either. It's some playthroughs. You know, after I've played through it once and defeated it, like if I play Final Fantasy now, I'm going to the island to get the rat tail as soon as possible.
Yeah,
way before I'm supposed to.
I agree.
Like Tales of Aris isn't random encounter, but you can still farm levels.
Yeah, I think if you have respawning encounters, that still counts. We don't know yet if this one will or not, because it just says without the grinding and random encounters. They don't go into more detail about it.
Yeah,
but I think that you can easily do it where like respawning still allows you to grind, right?
Yeah.
A great example is in Castlevania, right? You want a specific soul in the GBA games, and you go from screen back to the screen, and if that enemy's not there, you go back and back again. You know, that's still grinding. It's just a different kind of grinding.
Yeah. Well, Sea of Stars was supposed to be a JRPG, but without the grinding and
random encounters.
Random encounters, which is weird.
And I think the best way to do it is the option to turn them off if you don't want them, right? Like there are RPGs that let you do that. If you don't want random encounters, you can just turn them off. Or you can, like Bravely Default, you can set the encounter level. Do you want it to be 100% where you're always going to run into an enemy? Like 80%, 50%, 20%, or 0% where you will not run into any random enemies and you will just be able to go straight to the boss. You can do that.
Ooh.
give the player the option to do it, and they'll choose for whatever they want themselves. But
Sure.
I always had that set to like 80 because I want to fight enemies. That's part of the game for me, is fighting using the combat system.
I don't know, man. It's thrown me off a little bit because it's that there's such a. I remember playing those games, man, and you'd be going through an area and trying to get somewhere, and then that sound happens and you jump.
Yep.
What the crap has got me now? I don't know.
Mhm.
It seems to be taking something away from it. And maybe not. You know, this game may be fantastic.
I'm gonna play it for
without
sure because I'm
that
interested.
stuff set up, so
I think there's a fun to it where the enemies are seen, and there's a fun to it where they're not. Because just as Rungard was saying, that what's got me now feeling, and then you see the enemy, is really good. That's a good feeling to me.
Yeah.
But like Pokemon, for example, when you're grinding for a shiny, and it's just, all right, well, I'm just gonna see this cutscene a million times as the enemy slides in. It's not the shiny. I'm gonna run or kill it. Next one, not the shiny. I think in that situation, being able to see them ahead of time is great. Because you go, hey, that's the one I'm looking for. But
I remember hunting for the what was it a golden golem in Dragon Quest?
Golden Golem for the money that drops a bunch of
Yes.
money. Yeah,
Yes. And you'll find like 1 out of every 10 in that area,
yeah.
you know, of random encounters. But it's an exciting thing when you hit it and you get it and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this thing and be rich.
Yeah.
Going through it.
I also think like it's a really good feeling when you finally get that monster you want, right? Like you were just talking about with the Gold Golem, or like with Gao in FF6, where you need specific monsters for him to learn abilities, and then you
Yeah.
see that right monster, and you're just like, yes, you know. Maybe it's that guy inside me that has a problem with gacha and gambling, but that moment of that's the one I wanted is like, yeah. And that doesn't cost me anything, so don't take that away
Sure.
from me.
Which is completing bestiaries can be a pain, especially. And the one for me, there's a couple Pokemon games where the rares are so hard to find to complete your Pokédex or your bestiary, however you want to call it, that you're gonna spend your end game just running back and forth between these two levels waiting for a pop. And that
Yep. You want
Yeah, so-
Latios or Latias? You want Raikou, Entei, or Suicune? Good luck. We're going to give you a little map that shows you what route they're on, and then when you fly to that route, there's a 50% chance they've already left that route. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks. Anyway, the next announcement, I felt like that was going to give us a good little bit of discussion there, because I know we're both pretty passionate about RPGs.
yes.
I do, before we move on, I do want to say there is a market for carefully cultivated worlds where there are no random encounters. Souls, Breath of the Wild, where, hey, everything you fight is going to be set in this location. You're not going to run anything weird here. But it all respawns, so you can grind and learn it as much as you want. And obviously, like Breath of the Wild does it every 4 in-game days, it respawns. Whereas Dark Souls is every time you hit a bonfire. But just that feeling of, hey, I can go back and fight this stuff if I want to, but there is an eventuality where for a little while there's no enemies here.
Well, you know, if you played the original Legend of Zelda, right? And one of the tricks
That's fair,
for that is you leave one enemy in the dungeon.
Yeah,
You leave one enemy in the room, and then when you come back, they don't respawn.
right.
So
It's
you
just that
have
one
to-
guy.
Yeah, it'd be just that one guy until you kill him. So it's a weird way. There's a gameplay option, but in that, even way back then, you had the option of, you know, hey, if I kill everything, step out, step back in, the whole room's gonna respawn. I can fight them
Right.
all again if I want to, and get good at it.
Yeah.
Well, God, dog it. That was a long time ago.
It was. There's a. It's a good mechanic that I don't think should just be discarded, and I'm curious to see if that's what Sea of Stars is doing, or if they found a cool way to make it work.
Yeah, and I don't know, because now it's been such a thing in so many games. It's random number generator of running across random monsters.
Yeah.
You could run across this dungeon and not hit a 1.
Yeah.
Or every other step you play, you're fighting a green dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm hoping, like you, that they found something cool to kind of take that place.
Yeah.
And it's something to make it go.
I understand, Dark. I understand. Next up, we have kind of a weird game. It's Kirby's Dream Buffet. It's coming out this summer, which is almost over, Nintendo. You should probably give us a date soon.
Right.
But
that's what, next month? Is that
yeah, right? Why this is weird, though, is because you're going to see that title and you're going to go, oh, so this is like a Kirby Eaton game. Like a Kirby GBA style game coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
It's more of Kirby's Air Ride mixed with Fall Guys. Because it's a mini game collection that also has courses that you race through sometimes.
That's interesting.
It's a really cool idea, and I think of all the Nintendo quality like stuff, Kirby is the one to go with for a Fall Guys alike, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still so weird.
Not the rabbits?
Yeah, not the rabbits. Yeah, that's true. The rabbits would be a good one too.
But anything with Kirby is going to be strange.
Yeah, that's true.
It comes with the territory.
That's true. At least there's no whatever it's called in Forgotten World where he.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I understand, Faith.
Warming his mouth over cars.
Yeah. At least this time he's just eating and getting fat. That's the other thing with this game. The fattest person wins. So you got 4 Kirbys and they all have to try to get as fat as possible.
Heck yeah. Digital hungry hippo. This will work.
Yeah.
Kirby.
And it seems interesting. I'm willing to give it a shot. Hopefully, like Fall Guys, it's free to play, but since it's Nintendo, I highly doubt it. Dark, we talked about that last week, and that's the internet has a thing for Mario characters. That's all I'll say.
Next thing you know, they'll be on a billboard.
Right. And I'm thinking about Boozette now, and I don't need to be thinking about Boozette right now. So having apple juice, I understand. Yeah, let's not. If we start talking about Bowsette, we have to get to Boozette, and we don't need to talk about Boozette.
And that's going to lead into Lady Destry somehow.
Oh, Lady D! She tall? This next announcement is really interesting, and I'm going to give you the rundown, and you're going to be like, oh, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to play it. And then I'm going to give you the bad news.
Okay.
You've not seen the you get to play as her in the FF8 DLC. RE8, not FF. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, what? FF8.
Lady D in Final Fantasy 8.
That would be great though. Lady D summoned.
Heck yeah.
Quistis just turns into Lady D. There's a mod for that, I'm sure. So you've not seen the Netflix show Kingdom, right? It's the Korean show about the undead.
No, I have
it's
not.
Very good. I've only seen the first season. I haven't seen the movie or anything like that. It got put on a temporary hiatus because of filming, because of world events.
Yeah.
Original series came out in 2019.
Not the beer.
Right, not that. But the game is finally coming out. We'd heard rumors of it being made all this time. And hopefully that means the show will continue, because that was the original plan. But it is a Korean series set in ancient Korea about dealing with the undead that are only active during the night. And at day, they return to being corpses. It's a really, really cool show. And the game is going to be single and multiplayer action RPG. Story mode that follows the Netflix series. You can create your own character and customize them. There's a conquest game mode, which has 5-minute battles.
Okay. That's cool.
Multi-boss battles that carry you through multiple bosses. PvP, and it's coming out on iOS and Android.
Okay.
And PC. But it's a mobile game, so.
You got a phone, don't you?
Yeah, you got phones. You guys have phones, right?
Come on.
I was super excited for it till I saw it was a mobile game. I'm probably still going to play it because I like the original quite a bit. But
yeah,
it looks like a mobile game, and I would have been fine with that. but I really hope it's not monetized like a mobile game.
Oh, yeah.
How much
That's
am I going to spend on micros? None, hopefully. Hey, I booted up Warcraft or Warhammer
The
combat
card game
cards
one?
again
Yes.
just to take a look at it and see if it's gotten any better. And it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
They removed the ability to buy the best card from the shop every day for coins. Now you have to buy them for the paid currency. And they changed the kill pack into a battle pass, which still gives you decent stuff unless you spend $8, and then you get really good stuff, including legendary cards. I was like, all right. Yeah, it is 100%. So I just went ahead and closed it again.
Which, unless you just do cosmetics, that's a really hard. It seems to be a really hard thing to balance.
It is.
Or you make a Diablo game and you just go completely the other way with it.
Yeah.
It's not worth balance at all. No, it's pay to win.
I forgot about a thing in my week that I've been playing on my phone. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's not cool. Monetized too bad.
Yeah.
Master Duel is actually really good.
Look, it's not for a Diablo game. This game is not making them bank.
No, it's not really.
I mean, 24 million sound 26 million or whatever it is. Sounds like a lot, but compared to, Diablo 3 came out in the first week, made 210 million.
Yeah.
I mean, for what this name recognition has and what this company carries with this game, if they cared for their customers and actually listened to them, they would be making bank. There'd be no doubt.
And I think this is going to fall back on Diablo 4.
Like the price will be higher?
No, I think people are going to not join in that would otherwise.
Oh, I understand that. It might lead people to do that. Which I've seen some footage of Diablo 4 in it. Like I said, it looks beautiful, but I'm aggravated.
Right. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Selling micros, they're making some money off micros, but the big push in the first couple of weeks has already died off, and that's the big thing. If your gacha game or your micro heavy game doesn't continue the trend, if it doesn't continue to trend up for at least a month after release, you got a problem. And that's where Diablo Immortal is trending even. It's not trending up anymore. Yeah,
and it's supposed to have made that they were expecting to make over 100 million by this point. They're not even close. Even with YouTubers and game channels that have the money, going, okay, we're gonna go all out and get this. I don't know if it will. We may get to watch it die a slow death.
I think it'll be a slow one for sure, because I think they're gonna hold on to it, thinking that they can bring it back, thinking that they can save it. But for reference, this is the same company that kept Heroes of the Storm going, even when it was negative money. So,
Yeah.
Next up on our list, we have Diofield Chronicle. Do you remember this game we talked about when it got announced?
Possibly. I thought I had misspelling here. I thought it was Dinofield, but no, Diofield.
No, it's Diofield. It finally has a release date of 9/22, September 22nd.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Dark. I think so too. When that guy showcased that, I was really negative about that at the time, because in my mind it was like, hey, he spent all that money and gave it to him, even though he was against the game. But I think it did exactly what he wanted to do. It proved to everybody that, hey, there's no point playing this.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, once that dollar figure hit and like a real monetary visual, like this is what it's going to take, I think a lot of people are going like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Now I understand.
Yeah. So, Diofield Chronicle, we got a full new trailer in English that gave the release date. The game is now very clearly an interesting mix of like an FF Tactics and a Fire Emblem Three Houses in the way the combat works. You'll move your character to a spot, and then you could do a battalion move or a commanding move. Your characters have individual attacks they can do. It looks pretty interesting, and the art style is way better than what the original trailer made it look like. I think if it had a better name, it would probably be getting a lot more push and talk right now. But the voice acting seems to be really solid. The gameplay looks fun. I'm interested.
Okay. I haven't played a good tactics game in a while.
Yeah.
Shot.
So it's available for pre-order now, of course.
I wonder if they're trying anything new with it, because a lot of these tactic games, especially after maybe 2003 or whatever, it's like just rubber stamped.
Yeah.
With the IP over it.
Yeah, by the numbers.
Yeah.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. Just
We should
change
be
the
getting
IP.
some reviews
It's the
soon.
same game.
All right. This next one is I don't know how this happened. I don't know what's going on here. Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate Definitive is coming to Steam. Let me take you down the road here. Let me take you down the path of history.
Yeah.
Warriors Orochi 3 originally released in 2011 in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Then in North America in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got an updated version to the PSP, which was incorrectly titled Musou Orochi 2 Special. It was actually a third game, but it was titled as 2.
Okay.
This only came out in Japan. Then we got a Wii U port in 2013 that was Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, which was a launch title on PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series X. Or Xbox One, I'm sorry, not Series X. December 26, 2013. In Japan, and then 2014, of course, over here. And that's the last time this game has been talked about and referenced in any way. It's probably the best crossover title they've ever made between Warriors Orochi, or Warriors and the Orochi series, right?
Yeah, no, it's Mythical Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
It's what is the best way I can describe it. That may not be 100% fair, but it's mythical with mythical creatures, Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it's Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and then gods. So I have a list of the characters that are going to be in this version of the game.
Yes, I understand that remark.
This one's going to be a fun one. Get ready.
Okay.
So this version of the game will have Sai Wenji, Cao Cao, Cao Pi, Cao Ren, Jian Wei, Guo Jia, Jia Xu, Peng De, Wang Yi, Zhao Hedun, Zhao Yuan, Zhu Hong, Su Shu, Shang He, Zhang Liao, and Xinji for Wei, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good set of characters, right? That's all the Wei characters from the previous game, no new Wei characters.
Yeah.
Then Wu gets Da Chao, Ding Feng, Gan Ning, Huang Gai, Lian Shi, Ling Tong, Lu Meng, Lu Jun, Sun Tzu, Sun Jian, Sun Chuan, Sun Shengxiang, Tai Shutsu, Xiao Chao, Zhou Tai, and Zhou Yu. No new characters for Wu, right?
All right.
I feel like anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about is just like, what is happening right now? Dark has just commented on that too. Shu is getting Bao Shenyang, Guan Ping, Guan Suo, Guan Yu, Huang Xiong, Zheng Wei, Liu Bei, sorry, Yushan. Ma Chao's new for this version of the game. So you're getting Ma Chao. Ma Dai, Peng Tong, Wei Yan, Jing Sai, Zhu Shu, Yue Ying, Zhang Fei, Zhao Yun, and Zhuge Liang.
Okay.
Solid set of Shu characters, right?
Hey, you had me at Guan Yu.
Right?
You had me at Guan Yu.
Then this game has Jin in it, of course, the Jin Dynasty, right? So you got Ding Ai, or Dung Ai, depending on your pronunciations. The original version of the game was Ding Ai, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Well, why? It's not as bad as Cao Cao, I guess, but Suma Shi, Suma Yi, Suma Zhao, who is new to this game. Wang Yuangji, Zhao Haba, Shang Hu, and Shuge Dan. Then you get as the others Daji, Diaochan, Dongzhuo, Fushi, Kiyomori Taira. This is where you're going to start getting some weird names for warriors, right? Lubu, Menghuo, Nua, Orochi, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King himself, Taigong Wang, Yoshitsune Minamoto, Yuan Shao, Zheng Chao, Zhurong, and Zhuo Si. And then get ready for this one, because if anybody has only played Samurai Warriors or Dynasty Warriors, get ready. Achilles.
Okay.
Ayane from Dead or Alive.
Okay.
Benkei. Dodomeki. Gyuki, the demon. Himiko, Lady Kasumi, Kyubi, Momiji, Nemiya, the Huntress, Neja, Orochi X, Rachel. I had to look this one up as to who this Rachel is, but this is Rachel from Ninja Gaiden. Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. Sanzong, as in Tripitaka, the priest that goes to the Journey of the West.
Yeah.
Abe-Seimei, Shinong, Shuten Doji, Sophicia Alexandra from Soul Calibur,
Okay.
Sturkenberg Krennic, which as far as I can tell is just a new character for this.
Sounds
Susanoo, Tamamo no Mai, and Yinglong. And then from Samurai Warriors, we have Hattori Hanzo, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Uesigi Kenshin, Maeda Keiji, Kunoichi, which is their character that's just the female ninja named Kunoichi. Kind of unfortunate for her. She gets named her job. Magoichi Saika, Date Masamune, Akechi Mitsuhide, Oda Nobunaga, Nohime, Oichi Okuni, Mori Ranmaru, Takeda Shingen, and Sanada Yukimura. Then for the second set of Samurai Warriors, you get Tachibana Genichio, Tokugawa Ieyasu, Ina, Naoe Konatsugu, Fumakotaro, Ishida Mitsunari, Tosukabe Motochika, Azai Nagamasa, Nene, Shimasakon, Honda Tadakatsu, Maeda Toshi, Shimazu Yoshihiro, Imagawa Yoshimoto, which is all a very good set, right?
Yeah.
And then for set 3, I'm doing my best here to make sure I get all these names right. For set 3, we have Aya, Goemon Ishikawa, Gracia, Takanaka Hanbei, who's new for this game, Kai, Shibata Katsue, Kuroda Kanbei, Kato Kiyomasa, Sasaki Kojiro, Fukushima Masanori, Tachibana Muneshige, Miyamoto Musashi, Mori Motonari, and Hojo Ujiyasu. So again, if you're going, hey, this game is old, I don't know if I want to play it, look at that list of characters.
It's kind of weird. You got all three factions from Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
You've got the independents,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have are they put in a Japanese faction, or are they?
Yeah, it's Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors, and then Joan of Arc and Ryu Hayabusa, I guess.
Achilles.
Yeah, and Achilles.
And
Sophicia from Soul Calibur.
Although Nobunaga in a Dynasty Warrior style game would be cool. So would Masamune.
Yeah, and the Samurai Warriors games are different from Dynasty Warriors, but they are still fun, right? They're still reasonable.
Now you say that, but the original Dynasty Warriors was basically Samurai Warriors with ancient Chinese.
Yes, absolutely.
Warriors.
Absolutely. And the Samurai Warriors games took on more of the Dynasty Warriors series as they went on, but they still kept in the clashes. So when you're playing with them, you can still fight an enemy, and they'll just like clash against you. No, it's the big crossover game, and somebody went, hey, what if we brought that to Steam finally and updated the visuals and added in a couple more characters and made it playable for everybody? Like, all right, I'm not going to complain, because they also give you access to magic for these characters. So imagine how strong Lu Bu is with magic.
Yeah. There was only a couple characters through the Dynasty Warrior series that had magic.
Yeah.
And it was part of their attack.
It was.
Sion, P. And who was the other? Sima P.
Yeah.
Who was the other one?
You can play as the Monkey King, yes. You can play as Sun Wukong. You had like the leader of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. He was magic.
Yes.
Because he was feel the power of my magic in Dynasty Warriors 4. I miss him. What's he been up to? Being dead for 100,000 years?
I'm trying to think. Who's at the boats on fire? Was that CMP?
That was Zhuge Liang. They used a fire attack, and Zhuge Liang commanded the winds to blow the flames. And he is playable, so.
Okay. Wild.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to, you can move some of the Blind Samurai, so.
Yeah. This
I think-
would have been the big story for the week because how weird this is that they went, hey, here it is.
Well, there's like thousands of years between some of these characters,
Oh, yeah.
or at least
Oh,
a few
yeah.
hundred. Because you're talking, what, 800? You're going back, 6 to 800 AD. And the latest, you're talking 1500 to right before 1600.
Yeah.
AD. So it's like 800 to 1,000 years in there between some of these characters.
You can bring a mix of characters from different stuff, too, so it gets really interesting. I will
Okay.
bring up a picture of Joan of Arc from Warriors of Orochi 3. Hold on. I will do this for you, Dark. Just for you.
Yes. And then we'll take your judgment on it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the oldest character on there is Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Ancient Times Finale. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Pretty big. It's a big cast.
It is.
And don't make
Joan
the
of Arc.
mistake of loading up just one faction at a time.
No.
Spread that out.
Level them all. Yeah, so there's Joan of Arc. For anybody that's curious, that's Joan of Arc in Warriors of Orochi 3. Again, this game's very old, but
yeah,
it's gonna probably go on sale on Steam. So like, you might as well pick it up for that number of characters, just to be able to play a game where you can play as Miyamoto Musashi and fight against Ryu Hayabusa and Lu Bu. You gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, next up, it's not a big story. We'll move into the news. It's not a big story, but people have been waiting for it for a while. The new 40K Codex is Chaos Demons. Chaos Demons players have been waiting for an update that lets them play in 9th edition and actually win matches for a while. So it's cool. They don't have any new models that we know of coming out. So it's really just, hey, here's your better rules that will give you new abilities. So that's good for Chaos players. That's good.
Yeah.
Chaos Demons are cool. They got some really cool stuff. So glad they're getting their due here finally. That's really all there is about that.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about it yet.
Catching them up and giving them a balance. So I think that's what it is. After all, they're done with the who did they do last time? Space Marines?
Last time was Chaos Space Marines. So
yeah,
they finally got those buffed up, and now they're really cool. And the game's in a really good spot right now. So Chaos Demons coming in to just add into everything would be really nice. So.
Right on.
You know what game's not in a very good spot right now? If I can spell it right.
That, Trey?
Assassin's Creed Liberation HD.
Ass in.
Yeah. So the story has changed for anybody that is immediately like, oh, I know what's going on here. It has updated, but I think this update is not what they originally planned, despite what they're claiming. And I think they actually originally planned what they planned. So a bunch of Ubisoft games are being removed from Steam. Because Ubisoft is in a purchase agreement, and they're not going to be putting their older games on Steam anymore for some reason. And
get your Ubisoft launcher now.
Yeah, you should re-download all those games on Steam if you're even remotely curious about them. Although, thankfully, the majority of them you'll still be able to re-download again if you own them. Except for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD as of Thursday. Now, as of today, that has changed, and we'll get into that. But the original plan was that Assassin's Creed Liberation HD would no longer be accessible following September 1st, even if you bought it on Steam. They were revoking access to play it at all.
No comment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not good, right? There's a lot of outrage. A lot of outrage. And
this is now look, there's a lot of outrage, but fairly over some Assassin's Creed. I think this has been built up for a little while.
Yeah. No, it is single player. That's yes. They should not be revoking access to a single player game. And that's a thing that we've talked about a lot on this podcast is, hey, sometimes piracy is okay. But after a lot of backlash, Ubisoft came out and said, hey, We're sorry. If you own it on Steam, you'll still be able to access play or re-download it after it's decommissioned. Well, that's what we meant to say the first time. We didn't mean to say that it would be inaccessible. We meant it would be inaccessible to buy.
Yeah.
What a stupid mistake. Ha
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you meant. We all know that's not what you meant because other titles like Jump Force and what's it called Burnout Paradise, the Ultimate Box, they delisted those and did not have this whole hubbub. It's just, hey, you can't buy them anymore. People that already bought them could still play them. So this is definitely different. It had a different notice than the other ones, which is just, hey, this will no longer be accessible. The original plan was just to revoke it from everyone.
Okay.
But I'm curious if it was more the backlash or more Steam being like, hey, you can't do that caused this.
I think it's a backlash. I would think it's a backlash because a few game companies over these past couple of years have learned what backlash can do.
That's true.
The stock prices and everything else.
Yeah.
So I think it may, or the backlash may work.
Also, what is the irony of, hey, Ubisoft, I'm over here saying I'm going to remove people's access to this game while I'm putting out a game about piracy called Skull and Bones. And I did see some people say that what if this is all just trying to advertise for Skull and Bones?
That's what it is.
So, yeah. Yeah, that's... What is this? Why would you do
Ubisoft.
this? It's Ubisoft, yeah. What else can we say about Ubisoft, right? Just, hey, just to be safe, if you're worried about it, maybe go ahead and re-download it before September 1st. That's all I'm saying.
Not a bad idea.
Have the local files available just in case.
Yeah.
So, next up,
yes,
we have a couple of acquirings, which I think are pretty interesting. Supermassive has been bought out by Nordisk Entertainment.
Okay.
And Nordisk, for anybody that doesn't know, owns Avalanche, which make Just Cause and Mad Max, and Mercury Stream, which makes Samus Returns, Metroid Dread, all of those. They also own a bunch of stuff in Scandinavia. They own the rights to the Disney comics over there. They distribute all the PlayStation games in Nordic. They have the second biggest TV channel in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
They're a huge company. And what's interesting is that Supermassive Games have made some pretty cool stuff. The big one, I guess, is like Until Dawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We didn't know of any big projects they were making recently that would have said, hey, somebody should buy them. So I'm curious if they were working on something and were just quiet about it.
Or I wonder if this is just not so much picking up IPs as in picking up a location.
Yeah, could
picking
be.
Up more places to be seen.
It could be.
I'm not sure.
And to be fair, Until Dawn recently won a BAFTA. So, it's not like Supermassive doesn't have the chops for this,
Right.
But yes. It was that game, yes. Well, not spoiling too much of that game for people, yes. So it's an interesting thing. We'll see what comes out of this. I know there were a couple different companies that were talking about buying Supermassive right after Until Dawn came out. None of those happened, so this company's probably kicking themselves right now, but
maybe.
Yeah, they're making The Quarry, but we don't know anything about release dates on it, and they made the Dark Pictures anthology, yeah. So The Quarry, I don't think is a big enough project yet that we know of that would have been like, hey, you should buy this company so that you can have this. But who knows? It could turn into it.
True.
And this next one is even more interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because Sony purchases Haven Studios.
They made Hexen?
Haven hasn't made anything. That's what's really interesting about this. Haven is a brand new studio who haven't released a single game. So my gut says they're making something, and they showed it to Sony, and Sony went, "Yes, you're first party now."
Yeah, maybe that I think it's good. And they might have got it on the cheap.
Yeah.
Picked up a good studio on the cheap just because they don't have anything.
Yeah. Their website is like a real fancy. What's the right word? Pretentious website. But their tagline is, "We create havens for endless wonder." And they have 12 people on their team.
Okay.
So we'll see. No, they haven't made any games, not even indie games as far as we know. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from them. But again, for Sony to just go, "Hey, you're first party now." Oh, did you go to the website too? Pretentious is a bit too soft. Look, all I'm saying is this website made me immediately want to never talk about them again. So it's got the little white dot that follows the cursor around, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll see how it goes. They do have like an intro thing where they have like a window and it pulls out, and they have a little button where you can redo that window thing. Because I guess they're really proud of it. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. That probably took a lot of work. I'm just saying.
Sony bought them for their website.
Maybe Sony saw this website and was like, "Heck yeah, these people know what they're doing."
I like Gotti.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I tried looking into their people to see if I could see who their people were and some names that would maybe give me some stuff, but they don't have them listed, which is probably smart in this day and age, honestly. But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It's really interesting to me that they've made nothing, and Sony was like, "You."
Well, there's been it might be a little bit of a rash decision by Sony, but there's been so many buyouts of studios over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That I mean, the big company's been scooping them up, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
It's good they got that protection, but it's not good because they're not an independent studio anymore.
That's true. They are going to be working under Mark Cerny, so it's possible that they're just going to wind up making Knack 3, but we'll see.
We shall see.
Everybody loves Knack, right? Talking about stuff we're going to see, my heart leapt for joy and then was crushed because Respawn, some of the people from the team in the blog, okay, I'll have to look into that. Respawn announced they're working on a new single-player game. And I leapt for joy because clearly this means Titanfall 3, right?
No!
And then they followed up with, after people made that same assumption, no, it's in the Apex Legends universe.
Yeah. Yeah. They made Titanfall and Apex Legends.
Yeah. So
we're not going to give you what you want.
No.
What we think you need.
The internet cries for Titanfall, and Respawn says no. So.
Well, it's such a weird thing.
It is.
Because it seems like that would be such a logical step to do. It's kind of it's a thing like who is it? Is it Neversoft? We followed Obsidian. We followed this Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't there a new Vegas remake yet?
Yeah.
You can't go to a gaming site or blog without somebody mentioning it.
Right. I agree. And it's so weird because Titanfall 2 is like, it's so beloved, right? Like it became the internet's darling in a way. Titanfall 2. When people talk about shooters, there's like this hush talk of Halo 3 and Titanfall 2. Like those are the big moments where like, hey, this is the moment where space style shooters went crazy. Everything changed. And it's like, yeah, that was great, but Apex Legends prints money, so see ya.
We got an anime, we got a
Yeah.
Oh,
so I guess they're gonna make that, and it's gonna play like a Titanfall without the Titans. That's the worst part. So all right. Prime Gaming is having a pretty good deal. Pretty cool thing going on. Free game giveaway here. If you have Prime, I guess. So it's not free, I suppose. I should reword this.
Yeah.
I mean, Prime Games? It's a weird layout because they're giving away, if you have Prime, get the list pulled up here. They're giving away Star Wars Jedi Outcast, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Star Wars Republic Commando, and then they're also giving out Mass Effect the Legendary Edition on Origin and Need for Speed Heat on Origin.
Okay.
Which is a pretty good collection there.
It is. It's a very good collection.
And it's weird for them because normally, no offense to these games, but normally they give away games like Clouds and Sheep 2. You know, it feels
like
weird to just be like, hey, here you go. Here's big names that you love, and I love indie games. Don't get me wrong. Clouds and Sheep 2 could be amazing.
Yeah. Here's some Stardust for your Pokemon Go.
Right. Yeah. And then suddenly, hey, here's Mass Effect. All right. So
I think it's funny they're giving away Star Wars now.
Yeah.
All those Star Wars games.
Me too.
Obviously, no one's going to put money into Star Wars anymore.
And those are pretty good games too. Republic Commando is really solid. Also, they're giving away King of Fighters 2002, which is pretty great. If you don't have that game, it's pretty great.
Good game.
But
good
just
game.
figure, you know, we normally highlight what's going on with Humble Games, and we highlight what's going on with Game Pass games. So I figured we go for that. I'll just let everybody know that's only through this week. So if you're watching this next week, I'm sorry you can't get Mass Effect now, but you should have watched it live or the day after.
So there.
I'm gonna guilt trip you. Look, I've been talking to your mom. I've been talking to your dad. I've been talking to your uncle, your grandparents, and we all agree that the biggest problem is that you're not watching the podcast live. We feel like if you would watch the podcast live and go ahead and leave a like on it while you're at it, then you know, things would get a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. It's just a small uptick of joy every week. All right, let's move from that guilt trip.
Yeah.
Nintendo warns us about the Switch.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know the Switch can overheat?
Man.
That's not news in of itself, right? Any console can overheat.
Yeah.
The news is the temperature range they recommend.
Yes.
Nintendo has warned us that they recommend you not to use your Switch above 35 Celsius or 95 Fahrenheit.
So in other words, you cannot play your Switch outside in the South in the summer.
Yeah.
It's just not feasible.
Yeah. Not just in the South either. In Japan in the summer, in the UK in the summer.
I mean, I was reading like 104. 101, 103, 104.
Yeah.
Temperature gauge.
So they have a little thing here that they say, it's like you watch, yeah. They have a little thing here that they say that I find just really funny, where they put out just a tweet. They didn't even put out a video. They just put out a tweet. And Nintendo of America didn't even put out the tweet. It was just Nintendo of Japan. But it translates to, if the temperature of the main unit becomes too high, it may sleep automatically to protect the main unit. When playing in TV mode, install the Switch dock in a location that does not retain heat. If there is foreign matter or dust in the air intake exhaust port of the main unit, remove it with a vacuum cleaner. For your safety, do not disassemble the main unit.
And this is just all switches. The OLED switch, I don't know. It's a weird way to put it out.
Yeah, just hey, all these years after release, above 95 degrees Fahrenheit, probably shouldn't play your Switch.
Like Switch, like Switch Lite, Switch regular Switch OLED.
So were we not supposed to be bringing our Switches on airplanes? Because airplanes get hot before they take off.
Don't leave it in your car, I guess.
Yeah, look, this would have been a nice warning to have years ago, Nintendo. Is that what happened to my SD card?
Ooh. I need to find out.
And like, I don't mean to be a jerk here, Nintendo, but it's 102 degrees outside according to my Amazon Echo. It's like 98 in the house. Like, should I just not play my Switch until end of the year? No, you're good, Dark.
Man, what? It's like, what else?
Yeah.
What else about the Switch, Nintendo?
Well, you know, the Joy-Con drift is real. And then the dock can scratch the screen.
Yeah.
Now you can't play it if it's hot.
Man.
And I love my Switch. I really do. But like, I've had to replace the SD card once. I've had to replace the Joy-Cons once. What's next?
Awful. Yeah. Where's the next
screen?
report? Do not lick the screen.
Oh, and I had to replace the dock once. Like I'm not trying to be rude.
Brand new to the Switch?
Yeah, might as well. The Xbox One's still working fine all these years. The PS4, the PS5, they're doing great.
Yep.
My 360 still works, Nintendo.
It's so weird because, like, right out, like you say, the Switch has been out for a few years now. It's a great system.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, it will get hot, or don't let it get hot.
Oh man, it just the number of times too they showed videos of people like next to pools playing it in the heat.
Yeah. You can take it outside. This is just
not in Texas. I can't, Nintendo.
And look, you worry if you've been playing games for a while, you've gone through systems, you've had consoles and computers. Like, heat is something you take into consideration.
That's right.
You know? And this is to have to tell people now to be extra careful.
Look, all I'm saying is the old Game Boy handled heat like a boss. That screen would get heat waves on it, and it would just slowly clean them off itself. There was a game. I gotta look up the name of that game. What is that game? What is that game that literally took in sunlight to be able to power up your abilities in that game, where you were supposed to play it outside? The hotter the cartridge got, the more it assumed it was taking in sunlight for the Game Boy.
I don't know what that was. I don't remember that. What was it, sir?
Boktai, the sun is in your hand for Game Boy Advance. This is a pull here. Boktai. Man, this is Game Boy Advance. It came out 2003. Your weapon was the solar gun, the Gun del Sol. And the game made novel use of a light sensor on the cartridge, which encouraged playing parts of the game in direct sunlight.
Yeah. You're not supposed to put a system in direct sunlight. You can warp your games.
Meanwhile, Boktai goes, yes! Give me the power of the sun.
Switch reminds me of Fallout 4. It's like it keeps falling just short.
Yeah.
It's a great system. Breath of the Wild, if you have not played it, get a Switch.
Oh, yeah. That game's so worth it.
So good. But then, so many problems with the system. Like you talked about the Joy-Con drift, the screen scratches, now overheating.
Apparently, this series continued for a while. But none of the other games later on continued the solar sensor. So Boktai 2 still did. Boktai 2 Solar Boy Django still did. Okay. It's a great name. But Shin Bokura no Taio Gyakushu no Sabata, known as Boktai 3 Sabata's Counterattack, when it never came out, that's what it was going to be called when it was brought over here, did not. And then a DS title that only came out in Japan called Bokura no Taio Django and Sabata, where the two characters would have been joined together, instead came out in the UK under the title Lunar Nights.
Yes. That's perfect.
Apparently, there's a manga too, and the characters appear in Mega Man Battle Network. All right, look, this is becoming a Boktai podcast.
Don't add anything else to Mega Man 6, okay? 6. There's plenty in that game. We'll leave that one alone.
That's true. Man. Sometimes Lunar Nights is called Boktai DS. Apparently, it has a big following. I had no idea. I'm putting Boktai in the tags, and we're gonna see if you only watch Boktai stuff on YouTube. I'm just saying you got to make a comment to this. You got to make a comment on this podcast.
Yeah. Please.
Man.
Oh,
What a weird thing. What a weird thing.
It is. Very bizarre.
Don't put your Switch in the sun.
It says it on the box.
Do you think if when you went to play your Switch, you would just be able to switch off the sun? Is that what Nintendo thought would happen?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't think Nintendo thinks. I think they just do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, that's the end of our news for this week, and we got some time for a topic, I think.
Yeah? Are you going to roll for one?
Yeah, let's roll for one. Did you spin it like
All
a
right.
weapon and put it in a holster? The sun? That'd be pretty great. Or the Game Boy.
Well,
Right. Let's
what
see,
else
we
do you
have-
do when you hit a save point? Spin it like a holster and put it in the holster.
All right. Alexa, roll a d12. 6. Oh,
4, 5, 6. Well,
this is a fun one. You did not miss reviews. No, reviews did not happen this week because we didn't have any.
no.
Yeah, it would
You're
be
only
nice if
allowed
we
to put a
could.
switch in a Japanese bathroom.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. So our topic today is a really fun one. The gaming industry's biggest blunders.
All right, not counting what we've talked about so far tonight.
Yeah, let's not talk about what Ubisoft did and what Nintendo's done.
We got to throw Diablo Immortal up there.
Yeah, Diablo Immortal's up there for sure.
That's a huge blunder.
I think we make a top 5 list.
Okay.
I think we make a top 5 list, and I will do it here on the screen so that people can see it.
Okay. So we've got that one. What the heating issues with the 360, Red Ring of Death.
Yeah, I think that's a good one
Not,
for sure.
Not going back and shoring up the cooling system in that, or not putting the putty on right.
Yeah.
For the chip. That's ridiculous. Trying to think of something with a game. Besides Diablo.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this smaller, chat. Don't worry.
Can you just, put a symbol up there for Activision, just all of that.
I mean, do we need to talk about the always online with the Xbox?
Oh my gosh.
So we're agreed that the Red Ring of Death has to be on here, right?
I think so.
Oh, we got another ad? Okay, we got a minute here.
Nice.
We got another ad.
Give me a minute to think.
Put the
I
Red
remember
Ring at
some more.
5.
Was it the N64 controller?
Yeah.
That was just unwieldy. I don't know. If it's,
Pretty rough.
yeah, I don't know if it's actually a blunder.
Right. I'm trying to think too.
Well,
What about No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky. And I was also thinking about the Fable series.
Yeah, Fable's a good one. Just falls apart.
Yeah, they tried to
Got
make the game bigger and made it worse.
I got it.
Oh, yeah?
Fallout 76. It's got to be on there, right?
Put it on the list.
So the question is Red Ring of Death or Fallout 76 a bigger blunder?
It's got to be Fallout 76.
I think
for
so,
me.
yeah. I'm remembering the bag and everything.
That should have been a give me for that studio.
Yep. All right. What about Final Fantasy 14 1.0?
That was a pretty big blunder, but I think it also helped them out when they went back and fixed it.
I think so too, and I think that's the problem with No Man's Sky as well, right? Is we can say No Man's Sky was a blunder, but they did make it right all these years later.
Yeah, and they got some people hyped up for it, so to speak. Huh. Tabula Rasa by what's his name that made Ultima Online.
Yeah.
Garrett.
Yeah.
He made a space MMO called Tabula Rasa.
Yep.
That was pushed huge, big, and was awful.
Yep. I agree. I think that needs to be on there. It was only up for like 2 years, right? Or even that long?
I don't know if it was that long, but yeah, it wasn't very long. It had a push, huge push for this game because it had the name recognition behind it.
Yeah,
and it just didn't. Yeah. What you got?
The Kinect.
No, I don't know.
Either that, or maybe, I would say PlayStation Move. Maybe. Oh, Ballard's a very good pull.
Yeah, that was a pretty big blunder. That was dumb. That should have been not be able to explore your ship. Why else would you have get a ship on Star Trek? I don't know, man. There's so many of them.
Mass Effect 3's ending. They got so bad that a petition got 100,000 signatures to make them change it.
Yeah,
like that's pretty high up there for me.
There's Rockstar's pulled a couple.
Yeah.
Especially with the definitive series.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
I see a world where both Fallout 76 and the Red Ring of Death wind up moving higher on this list.
Possibly. Once we go through it.
I think Diablo Immortal has to be on there, right? Because the whole "don't you guys have phones"?
Yeah. And look, a classic one to the very beginning, the heart of the beginning of gaming is the E.T. Atari game. That is a terrible game.
Yep.
Should not have been put out.
That's right.
It is true that thousands of cartridges are buried in the desert. They couldn't sell them.
Dark's so right.
Yeah. That's a blunder. That one will count.
That one's got to be on there, right? I mean, it's between that and his immediate response to his game dying and going like, well, it's because the players didn't understand what they wanted.
If any group of people know what they want, it's gamers.
Yeah. All right. I think right now, Diablo Immortal is at the top.
As a top number one?
Yeah, I think so right now.
Okay.
And then I think we put Randy Pitchford on there at like number 4, and we move Fallout 76 up.
Okay. Yeah.
See, Travis would say, yeah. Yeah, because I think Randy Pitchford, if we would just put him on there, I think we have the whole thing, right? We have the porn drive, we have the money that was supposed to go into Aliens Colonial Marines that instead went into his game. We got it. Allegedly went into his game. Let me cover myself here.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Space game. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but I feel like the Red Ring was a problem, right? But it didn't stop the Xbox, right? There was the Tifa in the Senate thing. That is true. That is recent.
Yeah.
That wasn't a blunder, though. That was a victory.
I don't know how I feel about the Red Ring of Death, where it should go on the list. But it was a hardware issue.
Yeah.
That caused lots of problems.
Right.
But so many people for the 360 were loyal to that system.
Yeah.
And they had ways, try to get going back up.
Put it in the freezer and.
Yeah, wrap it with a towel, make it overheat again to reset the thing. And how Xbox came out of that is kind of a miracle.
I
That
agree.
should have been a death knell
Yes.
for an Xbox, for the Xbox. Death
You
knell.
want to talk about something that should have been a death knell? What is it called? The Nintendo VR that
Oh
almost
God!
killed
All
people.
the red.
What
Oh,
is that called?
I remember the headset and the red.
The
Just
Visual
so
Boy.
much
Is that what's
red.
called? The
Yes,
Visual
Visual
Boy?
Boy. Oh my gosh! The little robot thing that can play the second player for you is better than that.
Yeah. The VR.
My gosh!
Not Nintendo
Virtual
Labo, the original one. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
Visual Boy is the emulator.
Virtua Boy.
That's
It
it, the
was
Virtual Boy. That's
Yeah,
right.
Virtua Boy.
The Virtual
Like
Boy.
Dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
The Virtual Boy. That's got to
Well,
be up there.
How's what we got one more we got to talk about here.
Okay.
The Sony PlayStation was originally set out to be an optical drive for Nintendo.
That's right. The Nintendo 64 DD.
Yes, and Nintendo backed out.
Yep. Yep.
And
Saying
then-
they didn't need discs.
Yeah, they didn't need discs, and then the PS2 went on to be the biggest selling console of all time.
Yeah, that's a huge blunder.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think, in my mind, I think we take the red ring off and we put the N64 DD on there.
Okay. PS Online being cut off constantly is a big deal, but
It
I
is.
don't know where that falls. And the Sony hack
The hack was
Was
pretty
another-
bad.
were bad, and their handling of it wasn't great.
Yeah. What about the Dark Souls servers being down for 6 months?
Yeah.
I still
Oh.
stand by that Xbox going, hey, you have to be online always with the Xbox One when they first were putting it out. That was a blunder. That we paid for that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm feeling pretty strong about this list. I feel like
yeah.
maybe the Virtual Boy goes above Diablo Immortal, but Diablo Immortal's pretty dang high up there. Because for me, like the moment where you go, don't you guys have phones? And then somebody goes, is this an elaborate April Fool's joke? And you don't realize as a company that you got a problem.
Yeah. They work a bit.
That's true. That's a very good point. Epic Games not putting a shopping cart for 5 years.
Yes. I don't know. That the Virtual Boy was a blunder, like some of the other ones we were talking about, as bad. I just think it wasn't executed well.
Yeah. We could always back off of that and go with something else, because I think that we got a pretty good one that hasn't really come up, which is the Wii U's marketing.
Yeah.
Is it a new Wii that does things the Wii can't do, or is it an extra screen you get for your Wii? Nobody knew.
No, they didn't. That was terrible. Terrible. Yeah. So this is a controller with a screen, right? Yes and no.
I just remembered, what's it called? We used to sell it when I worked for Best Buy. It killed that company. It killed them so hard. They invested so much into it. The drawing tablet for consoles.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember who made that. For a second, I thought you were talking about the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck's a very good one. I also thought about the Ouya.
Oh,
The Ouya that just went out and died.
yeah. Ugh.
Oh,
Man.
what was this thing? U-Draw. It was the U-Draw tablet. That killed that company. THQ. That was the company. It killed them. They put all their money into that and died.
NFTs. I would be definitely for that.
Yeah, NFTs should probably go up there. NFTs should probably go up there.
The dumb thing. Golly.
All right. I agree with what you're saying. I think the Virtual Boy is not as big a blunder because it did work. It just didn't work the way they wanted it to.
No.
I think we move everything up and either put at number 5 NFTs or Cyberpunk.
Let's go to Cyberpunk because that's directly on the game.
Yeah.
That's directly on them.
Yeah, I do think Fallout 76 deserves a number 2 spot.
Okay, it's so bad.
Randy Pitchford, I think, has earned number 3.
I remember one.
Yeah, look, there could be a case made. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then Cyberpunk 77. Man, Randy Pitchford just.
Yeah.
Again, if anybody's like, well, he's gonna sue you for libel, it's like I'm just talking about what he's publicly admitted to doing. I'm not saying anything else but what he's publicly admitted to doing, and the things he's publicly admitted to doing are terrible.
Well, I did say we could just put Activision on the list.
That's true. That's true.
Not.
Well, Pitchford broke off to Gearbox. That's the thing. He made his own thing, and then it. Ugh. Coding too. Look, if we just really want to dig into it, we could replace Pitchford with like game journalist that or game just human, I guess. Cause like I'm thinking about all of the different people over the years that have been revealed to have like, hey, I was a big person in this game, and also I'm a terrible human being that did terrible things to fans.
All right.
Oi. Yeah, can we just put gaming CEOs instead of Randy Pitchford?
Just CEOs, yes.
Because we got so many there.
Oh man, bad.
I'm gonna put the CEOs with like all caps because you know the ones.
Yeah, you know the ones that cause their stock price of the company to plummet.
The ones who buy out Visceral to be able to make more Dead Space and then kill the studio and then have another studio make a Dead Space game later.
Yeah. That's
the
not a
CEOs.
All right. So we got a pretty good list.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good of the industry's biggest blunders. I would just call out real quick early E3s. There were a couple E3, especially like 2013 E3, that is horrible and incorrigible in many ways. Just guy comes out on stage and goes, "Attack the weak point for massive damage," and everybody just assumes that's how that should be run.
Should be one. Cause 3, cause 1, 2, and
I think that's what makes 1 and 2 stand out, though, is that they're so bad they go beyond the CEO.
Yeah.
Because it's on every part of this company at that point.
They're terrible.
All right, I think that's a pretty good list. We did it.
3, because 3 caused 1, 2, and 5. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. Well, we need to say happy birthday. We're going to say happy birthday to Topher Grace.
Oh.
Yeah, for the 70s show fame. He's playing a Spider-Man 3 as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the worst Venom ever. The he doesn't look anything like Venom.
Happy birthday, though.
Happy birthday. 70 show is great. 70 show is great. You need about another 2 hours on Spider-Man 3, so
yeah,
you may get through that.
Movie that's a problem.
They got a little story.
Okay.
Now, raising children's got to be tough. You got decisions you got to make. You know, you worry about lots of things, especially when they get ready to do stuff themselves. And a Clarksville, Tennessee mom named Tambria Curry, her little son, 9-year-old Michael, was wanting to learn to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do it by himself without the training wheels. Now, I'm sure this was, you get hurt doing this. It's got to cause some concern and everything. But she decided, all right, go ahead. Well, a little while later, she looked outside and her son was riding his bike with the help of 3 other little boys and some of the neighborhood kids coming around teaching him to ride it. Like holding up for him and helping it going on. Everything. So she filmed it. You can catch the video. Her name was Tambria, Tambria, Tambria Curry. Through that. So her little son up in there, the whole community of kids came together to teach this kid how to ride a bicycle, man.
That's good.
And I think we can learn something from that.
Yeah.
She didn't expect like that. I'm sure it was a nervous decision to go, okay, you can go out and learn to ride the bike by yourself without training wheels. I'm going to let you get this experience.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You fall or hurt yourself, or you may get it, but it's your experience. And I just thought it was a wonderful thing that these, all these little 9 years old, not even questioning. It's like, oh, you can't ride a bike? Let me show you. Let me help you.
That's great.
Get on. We're going to ride it. We're going to run it down for you.
That's wonderful.
Yes. She actually said that. She said we can learn something from this generation. It's okay to ask for help, and it's definitely okay to help each other.
Yeah.
What Miss Curran said about the moment she caught on video. And hey, Michael can ride a bike.
Awesome. Good job, Michael.
I have the name of her son. I don't have the name of the other children.
Right.
Which may have been kept out for reasons.
Right.
For that. But it looked like there was about 3 little boys came together to help him learn to ride a bike. Him on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a sweet little story, man.
They're still good in this world.
Good story.
Don't let yourself be convinced that it's only bad.
Right. What's that? We need more viral videos like that.
We do. All right. Do you have any plugs for this week?
Casual Geographic.
Okay.
Now, when you're setting out to teach something, you can go long and in depth, or real short, but you better be clever if you want to teach it.
Yeah.
And this guy has TikTok long videos. He does them on TikTok, and then he puts them together and puts them on YouTube. And they're great. They're educational. They're about the animal kingdom, all different stuff about the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for kids, but and he's very clever, very quick, and he puts his script together very well.
Yeah.
So it's
awesome.
memorable. Yeah. So casual Geographic. If you want to learn about, if you want to have some animals ruined for you, that's a good one.
I've been watching a couple channels as well. Wanted to shout out. I've been watching Sensei Seth, who gathers. He's a karate guy, and then he has a couple other friends of his that are different styles, and they do challenges where they attempt to recreate famous scenes from movies to see who is the best Jean-Claude Van Damme or the best Mr. Miyagi. And they're just really fun videos. I like them. And then there's a channel called Chess Simp.
Okay.
Does chess challenges.
Okay.
Where my favorite ones are where the other player doesn't know that he's doing a challenge. And so the one that I watched today was one where anytime he loses a piece, his king has to go to that piece to honor its loss.
Oh.
Which obviously changed the game a lot.
Yeah.
And that one was very difficult. And I won't spoil whether or not he succeeded. But he did another one where he couldn't move any other pieces till he moved his pawns. And this one I will spoil for you. So if you want to see this, hey, it's a 3-minute video. I'm going to spoil it for you right now. But he moved just his pawns and confused the other guy so much that the other guy ran out of time. And he won.
That works. Hey, it's a win. It's a W.
Yeah. It's a really fun little channel, just doing fun little videos. And then my last plug is I've plugged in before. Wendigoon is the name of the video or the name of the channel.
Great. Yeah.
I've been watching the Conspiracy Theory Iceberg, which is a
good.
10-hour video that he put together, which is insane. But it's fun. I think my favorite thing about that channel, I've mentioned it before, is that he doesn't judge, really. It's just like, hey, this is what it is. If you want to believe it, if you don't want to believe it, that's on you. There's only like every once in a while where he's like, yeah, no.
Well, he's also very open about his beliefs, so you know where he's coming from.
That's right.
He's not going to hide that from you.
Right.
And it makes it, he does in-depth work on whatever topic he's going to go. It's going to be in-depth, whether it's cryptids, serial killer, whatever. Yeah. It's going to be worth your time. Yes, I like Wendigoon quite a bit. In a few of his videos.
But yeah, that's about it for me for plugs. There's I wish I could just tell you, hey, heck yeah, there's great stuff coming on the channel, but I gotta edit it all still and record it still. So, there should be good stuff coming up on the channel. But I know we got another podcast coming up Thursday.
Yes.
We'll be
back to
talking
our time, everything.
Mordenkainen's.
Yes.
So excited for that. And yeah, Rundgren's new song is out. You should check it out. It's very good.
Thank you.
Monday we'll be back, of course, with MMO Mondays.
Yeah, we run around on Lotro.
Yeah.
If you want to join me, get on Landerval, the Landerval server, and just
Yeah.
send Rungren some mail. You can get in touch with me through Lotro on Landerval, and I will read it Monday.
Awesome. Just throwing this out there too. We do have a guild now in Guild Wars 2. We don't have a house or any benefits to joining the guild at all, but you can have the TFS tag on you if you join the guild, and a couple users have. So if you want to join that, just check out that video and shoot me a link, and we'll get you taken care of.
Hey, if you don't have a kinship in Lotro, I am the sole owner of an island kinship house.
Islands are pretty great.
I have all that, the port to it, and be able to use the different things I got out there. So let me know on that. So we got Guild Wars 2 and Lotro. If you need a kinship or a fellowship, we got you covered.
That's right. I did have somebody ask me today if I'm going to go back and cover Guild Wars 1. And I was like, this wasn't on my list, but I guess I'll put it on the list now. The list is only like 90 games long, but
God, I think that would be worth it, because Guild Wars 1, looking back, really brought something different to the MMO atmosphere when nothing else was. Everything was just rehashed at that time. Did you finish 0079?
We are 3 episodes away.
Yes. We should be finishing up Thursday night.
Yep.
So that means Tuesday I got to get ready to talk about it.
That's right. Tuesday, I don't care what other news we have going on Tuesday. Tuesday, there's going to be a segment of the show dedicated to First Gundam.
Yes.
So
yes. Finish that up.
Please look forward to it.
Absolutely.
I'm stoked.
With that. Heck yeah.
Well, until next time then. We're talking about Gundam. I always like talking about Gundam.
Right.
Until next time, I've been Trey.
I have been Rungren.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life in Gundam has to offer.